Everyone's cheering, everyone's shouting. They're like, oh my God, you got away. They're like, punch him, take him down. I could have got shot for that. In America, you can get shot for pretty much anything. So taking their money, and one day he just vanished. Hey Horsepower Cartel, my name is Romit. I'm a good friend with Santosh. I'm happy to be here on Car Stories. Okay, you might know my Black Bison here in Mumbai. I love that car. Santosh helped me out a lot with that, making it hot, making it flex for the streets over here. And I want to tell a story about 2013. We met a guy by the name of Bobby Khan. Now, Bobby ran a car dealership in New Jersey where he sold all high-end exotics, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. And at the time, my brother was shopping for an R8. Now, he found one at his dealership, Emporio Motor Group in Ramsey, New Jersey. The gentleman was asking $130,000 for the car. Now, my brother made a deal with him for $115,000. And at the time, we thought it was a great deal, did the paperwork, wrapped up with Bobby, and didn't think anything else about it. The R8 was, the old owner had put over $100,000 into it, had a full R8 GT body kit, the lights, Hefner twin turbo system at the time. Only natural V8s or V10s were available. They threw the Hefner system on there. It was putting down 600 horsepower. It was the craziest, fastest thing you've ever seen at the time. The whole interior was all Alcantara, all carbon fiber. Even the parts that weren't available in carbon fiber, the previous owner had them casted and made. So it was truly a one-of-a-kind R8. Everyone who saw it said it was the nicest R8 they ever seen. One day we had to major flex. We had to take it to New Brunswick. We had to show this thing off. We parked it outside of a bar called Stuff Your Face. It's parked outside in the balcony area of the bar, and a police officer comes up to it because it's actually a fire zone. There's no parking there. So the police officer comes out, another cop comes out. They start rolling around the car, checking it out, and start writing a ticket. So I might have had a couple beers. I thought I could negotiate out of it. All my friends were telling me, don't talk to them, just take the ticket. I said, no, I'm gonna absolutely go talk to them and figure this out. I grabbed the keys from my brother and I go talk to the officer. Tells me that I'm parked in a fire zone, that he's gonna ticket the car, yada yada. While he's in the car ticketing the car, I turn the car on, I take a right, and I just dip. I just dip on the cop, I just leave. Everybody in the bar is like, what the f***? Where is he going? Cop turns his lights on, starts chasing me down the street. I go zigzag, zigzag. I know the neighborhood like the back of my hand, and I park behind some random building, park the car, and walk back to the bar. Everyone's cheering, everyone's shouting. They're like, oh my God, you got away. I was so proud in that moment. People literally thought I was crazy. We keep going around New Brunswick. 2 hours later, parked outside of a different bar. I come outside at 2 a.m. last call, and there's 2 cops standing outside. They're looking at me, cursing at me. They throw a ticket at me and say, this is from before you. And it was really a good experience. I'm glad I didn't go to jail, what I'm saying, because I could have got shot for that. In America, you can get shot for pretty much anything. So I'm glad to make it out of that one alive. I was in New Brunswick one time, actually. We got into a street fight. It was like 10 on 10, massive brawl. Cops came, they surrounded the area, closed off all the sides of the street, and they didn't intervene at all. They stood there and watched it, and they were taking fight. They were announcing on the speakerphone. They were like, punch him, take him down. Like literally commentating on the fight happening instead of stopping the fight from happening. So that gives you a little background on what the New Brunswick Police Department is like. Famous YouTube prankster Vitaly actually was hanging out with us around when we got the car. Posted it on his Instagram a few times. We took it out with him. He's a nut. So it's definitely a vehicle that has a lot of great memories. A month later, we find out that the car was on consignment from another seller, and the seller said 130 was the lowest price he would take. In the background, we find out that Bobby paid him the extra 15K, that the loss he took on the car. So we knew something was fishy. Why would a dealer lose $15,000 selling a car? We didn't think about it much. We're like, hey, we got a good deal. Let's keep it going. Now, we do a couple cars with him. We sold him an Acura NSX that we traded in with him. We bought a Bentley Flying Spur as well. And as deals go on, we start hearing some stories that people weren't getting their cars or they were getting held up. Eventually, we find out that Bobby Khan was selling cars 3, 4, 5 times to different buyers in different states, taking their money, and one day he just vanished. Dozens and dozens of people without their money and without a car. Another one that comes to mind is when everything was falling down on Bobby Khan, he actually owed us about $60,000 or $70,000 from the NSX that we traded in with him. We started hearing stuff that things aren't right with his business. Yeah, so we sold the NSX on consignment with Bobby Khan. It was the first car we did with him. He told us that he can get us top dollar for the car. He can put it in his showroom. And that was his pitch. He would pitch it to all sorts of people that, hey, I can get you more money for your car. I can do it quick. Why not put it in my showroom instead of selling on Craigslist or selling it privately? My brother called him, said, hey, let's clear up this balance. We didn't end up taking a car when we traded that car in. It just sold. We didn't trade it in on anything. So he sent us a check for $5,000. So I believe the balance was $73,000. Now he sent us a check for $5,000. Check clears, everything's fine. And he tells us, oh, I'm gonna pay you again next week. I'll send a check for the balance. Week goes by, my brother calls him again. He's like, hey, Bobby, can I get that check? And now the balance around $68,000. So now he says, sure, I'm sending a check. Here's the tracking number, gives us the tracking number. We're waiting the next day for it to come in, priority overnight. Envelope gets there, we open the envelope, envelope's empty. So we call Bobby, we're like, Bobby, you sent me an envelope, it's empty. He said, oh, it must have been some office mistake. They forgot to put it in, yada, yada. Here's another tracking number. You're gonna get the check this time. No problem. A couple days go by, package doesn't arrive. We're checking online, checking the tracking number. It says it never left. Tracking number was created, but it was never actually mailed. So talking to Bobby, he assures us we're gonna get wired today in full, $68,000, what we're owed. And as many bad things I gotta say, Bobby, this is one thing, we didn't lose any money in this. He sent us $13,000 that day. Still had a balance. I was confused why we didn't get the whole amount. So me and my brother show up at his dealership. We show up at the dealership, say, hey, look, Bobby, you owe us money. There was a 2012 Audi A8L 4.2 parked there. He was asking $60-something thousand for the car, one owner car. It was clean, coming off a lease. I told him, hey, put tags on it and I'm taking it home so we can clear out our balance. We take the A8L home, we're square. He doesn't owe us any money. We don't owe him any money. So I can't say I ever lost money with the guy. But there's about 50, 60 other people who claim to have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars selling cars, buying cars with Bobby Khan. So he ends up being a fugitive on the run for many, many years. People thought he was in Pakistan, in Dubai, in Canada. We made the hashtag where's Bobby Khan. A lot of people had bad things to say about him. Honestly, my experience, I have nothing bad to say about Bobby. I came out on top every car we got into with him. We got it at a discount or we basically stole it from him. Bobby was a generous guy. He would give us cars to use for the weekend. We later found out that they weren't his cars to give. They were customers' cars who were looking for them. But he gave me a Maybach one time for the weekend. 57S, carbon fiber, all white and black two-tone interior. We took it into New Brunswick, actually, same place that we messed up the R8 at. And same bar, actually, funny enough. When we gave it back to Bobby, 2 of the wheels were fully curbed. Nobody knows how it happened. They were completely trashed. Those wheels were expensive, $2,000 plus each. I got a call from Bobby. Your brother said, you cracked the wheels. I said, no, I didn't do it. My brother was driving the car the whole time. And he let that one slide. I never paid up for that, so whoever's Maybach that was, I'm sorry. Yeah, he gave us an F430 Fighter for several weeks, yellow. He gave me an SLS one time. We took it out, and I actually found the lady's complaint online, whose SLS that was. He put over 100,000 miles on it, driving it from Atlantic City to Ramsey, New Jersey, which is about 200 miles each way. And he did that drive every day. The girl was looking for the car, was looking for a silver car. He actually wrapped it matte black so that they would think it's a different car. He ended up trying to sell me that car for $95,000, which if you look around today, there's no going for less than around 200, a good example. So he tried to hook us up, but he obviously stole the car, so it wasn't his to hook us up on.